What's up, guys? Very excited to do some comedy for you tonight. I love doing comedy on a Thursday. I just came here from work, which is hard. Because I'm a physio, and I have to deal with cunts like that every day. No, for real though, being a physio and a stand-up is hard, because the communication styles are very different, right? Like, if you go to a physio, you want someone with a professional, trustworthy opinion. And if you want to laugh at someone who's full of shit, you go to a chiropractor. So I try not to joke around with my patients to maintain trust, but sometimes the opportunities are too good, Like if I'm manipulating someone's neck, right after it cracks, I like to go, oh fuck. Can you still feel your face? It's hard to regain someone's trust after that. But the American accent doesn't help with the trust thing, If there's one thing that signals that you're full of shit, it's having an accent that belongs on Fox News. Like, it doesn't matter what I say, people hear this accent and they think I'm either describing a conspiracy or shitting on Joe Biden. Which can be really hard, shitting on Joe Biden, Because I'm a physio and I can't use the words, he's too old to run, without a Biden supporter piping up, It's still better than Trump. I'm actually talking about your elderly father who's trying to get on the treadmill right now. So that motherfucker shouldn't be running. Let's take him off. But I grew up in Alaska, that's where this American accent comes from. No applause for Alaska, all right. That's cool, I hope everyone who didn't clap gets eaten by a bear, all right? That's the whole we're on. Alaska's a weird one because it's part of America technically, It's part of America in the same way that like Manly is part of Sydney, or that Ukraine is part of Russia. It's not a consensual relationship, right? Like, Manly does get a better nickname though. Like, people call Manly the Insula Peninsula, because people apparently don't want to leave. Alaska's just a dumbass landmass, because no one can figure out how to leave, right? There are 3 roads, none of them lead south. No one can figure out how to get out of there. But has anyone ever visited Alaska? Anyone ever been? Make some noise if you've been to Alaska. Yeah, who was that? Oh yeah, okay. What city did you go to?
Denali.
Denali. Okay, Denali's not a city, that's cool, but in the right direction. No, I think Denali's an interesting choice. I've been to Denali before. It's got a lot of the same qualities as Sydney, actually. It's expensive, it's crowded. There are lots of people from Sydney there, actually. Now, I think the only difference between Denali and Sydney is that Denali's predators hibernate during the winter, and Sydney's predators take trips to Denali. One-way ticket to Alaska, please. Need to leave town for a while. Gotta lay low. No, I think if you guys haven't visited Alaska, you should definitely give it a try. It's full of surprises. Like, even if you live there for a while, you can still be surprised. When I was 16, we got so much snow that the roof of my high school collapsed, and that was surprising, because as an American high school student, I had accepted that there was a pretty good chance that I'd die at school. I just never suspected the roof, I thought it would be Zane from math class. Every time Zane drew a line graph, it ended up looking like an AR-15. Nobody even suspected the roof, right? Alaska, full of surprises. Airbnb caught us by surprise in Alaska, because my family used to run a real B&B until Airbnb came along and did to real B&Bs what Tinder did to speed dating. We got made obsolete like in a weekend. Did you stay in an Airbnb when you went to Denali? No, you can't. Oh, fucking good. Okay, yeah. Not supporting the Airbnbs, because I've stayed in an Airbnb and I literally think it's like Tinder, You swipe right a couple of times and you're in someone else's bed. It's pretty much the same app, The only difference is that you're more likely to get a free breakfast from Tinder than from Airbnb. Like, I've never gotten a free breakfast from Airbnb in my life. And I'm like, what does the second B stand for, It's supposed to be bed and breakfast, not bed and bankrupt small family businesses. But no, the Airbnb or the B&B that we ran, it was good. We got to meet people from all over the world, and I was 11 at the time, and I used to think people from Canada were weird. And then I met someone from Queensland, and that was a game changer, you know. We had this guy's from Queensland. Oh fuck. Okay. So no, we had a guy stay with us. His name was Gary, right? And I think he was from Queensland because he claimed that he had a 15-foot crocodile as a pet. Okay. And now Gary wouldn't be the first guy to lie about the size of his croc, but I believed him, you know, because I was 11. I'd barely started washing my croc, and I didn't know what a big one looked like, you know, so I bought it. But Gary would say stuff to us like, listen mate, I'm not scared of your Alaskan grizzly bears. My croc is way bigger. To which I would say, g'day mate, because it's the only Australian I knew at the time. But yeah, no, I mean, it got me curious though, because as an 11-year-old, the only other croc I'd seen that wasn't my own belonged to my swim instructor. You know, he used to get us to touch it in the locker room. And he would say, you feel how soft this croc is? That's quality footwear. And he'd put his croc back on. Isn't it great how I was just talking about footwear and everyone heard a pedophile conspiracy? Didn't I tell you I sounded like Fox News? I mean, that's some kind of shit you hear. So Gary, for someone who wasn't afraid of bears, he was pretty quick to borrow some bear mace from us. And for those of you guys who don't know what bear mace is, it's kind of like the pepper spray that police use, except it's powered for adult male grizzly bears and not adult males from Parramatta. Thank you. So we borrowed the pepper spray, and then he would practice with it, right, in the mirror. Like, I think he thought he was Crocodile Gary or something. He would go, this isn't pepper spray, this is pepper spray. And one time he accidentally pulled the trigger on the can. Okay, and I don't know if you guys have ever been like cutting a hot pepper and then accidentally rubbed your eyes or genitals. It was a lot like that, except this time the pepper is fucking you and it comes in your eyes. It was bad. Don't fuck around with bear mace, right? He runs out of the bathroom screaming, goes outside for some fresh air, and is immediately killed and eaten by a grizzly bear. And so I guess the moral of that story is that it's actually much safer just to book an Airbnb. I mean, there's no bear mace. That's me, guys. Thanks a lot.